Hello, it is Topical Tuesday, January 28th, 2020, and what's a topical thing to discuss right now? What's on the minds of millions and millions and millions of Americans? Well, it's the Super Bowl that's coming up. I don't know what number, it's 50-something. I was a rabid, addicted NFL fan for over 50 years of my life. They lost me a few years ago with all their social justice, kneeling, disrespecting their own country and flag when I couldn't even bother to keep track of which players I couldn't stand and which ones I wanted to root for, and I'm just out. Haven't watched the game, haven't thought about it, can't avoid it because it's topical, it's in the news, people talk about it. In fact, I know my beautiful wife, Michelle, who still is an owner of the Green Bay Packers and still is a fan of the team, and I know that team was in the playoffs this year. So good for her and everybody else that roots for their favorite team. I, however, do not. However, it doesn't stop me from making money from the NFL and the Super Bowl in particular, which is this week's topic today, for my clients and their businesses. I have helped hundreds, probably thousands of business owners over the years make a ton of money from big opportunities surrounding the Super Bowl. And I am not talking about anyone who can afford to pay however millions of dollars for a 30-second commercial or a 60-second, or it's like $5-6 million for a minute or half a minute or whatever it is. Come on now. And then on top of that, all the rest of the money they put into paying celebrities and creating the ads and all that kind of stuff, merely to entertain, not to make money. The point of the Super Bowl, of course, it's an entertainment experience. Relatively very few people care about whatever teams are in it compared to the vast majority of people watching the game because it's an event. It's a social event. It's an entertainment event. And so the commercials are all meant to entertain, and then they'll be in the news for days after which was the most entertaining, which was the funniest. How about that cute kid? How about that horse and the dog and the celebrity that did this and the whatever and this and that? It's all entertainment. It's not really selling anything. So absolutely, if you inherited $5 million, I would strongly, please, if you were in front of me, I would practically physically grab you and force you not to even think about ever getting a Super Bowl commercial. It's a complete waste of money, but of course, the big corporations that get them, that's what they have. They have tons of money to spend and to waste and to not get results. But small business owners, we can't afford that, right? We work way too hard for our money, and we've got to watch and get a return from every penny invested. And even if you could get a return from a Super Bowl commercial, they're almost never measurable, and it takes years. And they say, oh, well, we're building up the brand, and people are thinking about it. And does that translate to sales? Well, we did have a good quarter, but then it was they don't know, and you wouldn't know either. So any of that kind of advertising that's just to entertain or catchy slogans, hopefully you don't have any of those on your website or your business card or any social media, any nonsense like that. People don't buy from catchy slogans. They don't need to be entertained. Humor, unless it's done really, really right, should not be a part of your marketing, advertising, and selling strategy. But here are some ideas, and just off the top of my head, thinking over the years, and I got plenty more. So by the way, if I forget to mention it, I'll mention it right now in advance. Go to helpfromsteve.com. We'll get on the phone and we'll discuss some possible Super Bowl promotions, even this late with the game less than a week away, 5 days away or something. So there's still some things you can do. Now, number one suggestion, of course, start earlier than today. You should have already had your marketing and promotions around the Super Bowl all ramping up. Oh, second hint, before I forget this one, is don't call it the Super Bowl. Super Bowl is a trademarked, registered, whatever, this and that. So you got to call it the big game. So you'll see that all over the place. Stores and restaurants and bars come in and watch the big game. We're having a contest for the big game. And it's not that they don't know what it's called or they're avoiding it. It's that legally you don't want to say the words Super Bowl in your advertising and marketing. You want to say the big game. But, anyone can guess. And I'm not restricting these promotions to bars and restaurants. If you own a bar or restaurant, you don't know me. You can turn off the video right now. You don't need me to help you with ideas of how to promote yourself and have fun and attract people to come in and watch the game in your place. There's all kinds of contests you can do. I'm talking about any business at all. Plumber, butcher, baker, candlestick maker, doctor, lawyer, accountant, you name it. Anybody at all can do promotions. So what's some of the things? Number one, you want to maximize social media. Hopefully you have social media pages and accounts for your business. Well, you might want to have your social media person working on Sunday night, on Super Bowl Sunday night, whenever the game is on, because things come up in the game and sometimes something happens that's unexpected and goes viral, and you want to be able to capitalize on that. I know a few years ago when the lights went out in one of the Super Bowls, I think it was Oreo cookies, that famously, very quickly, put up an ad, dunk in the dark or something. I think that's what it was all about. And it went viral, and it was like, holy crap, how'd they get that thing up in like a minute? They had the ad up. Well, that's because they had like 10 or 20 of their staff, of their social media staff, working on duty during the game, ready to respond to anything that happened. You know, player makes a crazy catch. I'm thinking years ago it wasn't the Super Bowl, but it was a playoff game with the immaculate reception, or some controversial call, or the catch from Joe Montana to Dwight Clark. Again, not the Super Bowl, but something happens in the Super Bowl that's extraordinary. You want to be able to capitalize on it right away because people will be searching for it. It'll go viral, and you want to be in there. But some of the things you can do, even at this late time, you can do all kinds of contests, like guess the final score. Closest to the final score gets this. Guess the first person to score. Guess who's going to be the MVP? Well, that's kind of a silly one. It's almost always a quarterback of the winning team. What's some of the other ones that I've done over the years? Super Bowl contests, and pretty much you can do it with World Series and any other big sporting event, but there is Olympics, another one, but there's nothing as big as a Super Bowl. Social media. So you can get people to send in videos, post videos to your Facebook page of their favorite touchdown dance. Somebody scores a touchdown and they're celebrating, and have them record a quick video or record their spouse or their friend doing something outrageous. They get an interception, the guy throws the popcorn all over everybody. Like, have somebody send in for the most outrageous video, wins a prize, wins a discount, wins a free whatever at your place. You can have contests on, post a video of you wearing the uniform of your favorite player. Tell a story. That's another good one. Post a story. Your favorite Super Bowl story. This can go way before the game. It would be going on right now. Just tell me a time when you had your favorite Super Bowl story. Maybe your team was in it. Maybe you went to, could be any. Tell me your favorite football story. Could be from high school football, college football, pro football, watching a game, playing in a game, watching your kids play in a game. Can be anything at all. Best story. Everyone that enters the contest wins this. It's another bonus tip, I guess. Whenever you run a contest, whenever I do, I like to give two prizes. One is a prize to the winner, but the second one is everybody who enters gets a prize. See, now you get people that go, gee, I'm not really good on the video, or I don't have a really good story, I'd never win. They don't bother submitting it. Well, you want all the submissions you can. You want all the juice on your social media pages and your website, and you want all this video that you can put up later and everybody having fun. So you say everybody that submits any video at all, or a recipe contest. What's your favorite recipe for a Super Bowl Sunday? For guacamole or chips and snacks, or what's your favorite to show a picture of your tailgating or your party or whatever. Everyone that puts a picture of their Super Bowl party gets entered for a prize. And the best one, the funniest one, the most outrageous one, whatever it is you want to do, also wins a prize. See, when you do those two with any contest, when you do a prize for everyone who enters, a drawing at least for everyone who enters, and then a prize for the winner, you get more people to enter. Makes sense? Even if they think they can't win, they don't give up. They still enter. So there's all kinds of things you can do. Just think about, it's not just people that are playing the game or whose team is in the game, because again, that's relatively very few people, but lots of people are at parties, and even if they're at home, and especially if they're at home, they might be, you might be their social link to a party. The fact that they are submitting a video of their touchdown dance, or their pregame routine, or maybe you have a contest for what was the favorite commercial from the Super Bowl. And so you can have people posting their videos and telling what they liked about their favorite commercial. And again, give a prize for everyone who submits one and a prize for the best one. Anything to do with parties, activities, recipes, cooking, drinking, eating, anything to do with the game. Now, another thing to do, another great contest to do, is to pick a side. So there's a famous guy in Houston, Texas, Mattress Mac. This guy has become a multi-millionaire doing outrageous and innovative and interesting and fun promotions. And I think it was a few years ago that he did one where if Houston, I think it was the World Series, if the Houston Astros do such and such, then everyone who bought a mattress for that whole month will get it for free. Like he was basically betting millions of dollars worth of sales. And what do you think? The sales went crazy. People came in and bought mattresses and bought whatever store you have. I did it with a client who had a motorcycle shop. And he had his bet. He said he was in Chicago. And he said, nobody buys a motorcycle in December. We never do anything. We never make any money. I'm like, here you go. You run this contest. I remember the contest we ran was, how many inches will it snow on New Year's Day? If it snows 10 inches or more at Chicago O'Hare Airport by the official measurement, every purchase in the month of December of a motorcycle will be free. And holy crap, of course, he had his record month. People were like, honey, I've always wanted a motorcycle, so let's take a chance. It might be free, blah, blah, blah. And I remember we published and let people know the history of the last 20 years of how much snowfall there'd be on January 1st, 2 or 3 times that it hit 10 inches. So it was like, hey, you might win, come in and shop, blah, blah, blah. We got mentions in the local Chicago papers. He was interviewed on the radio. Today, this was pre-social media days. Today, that would be just a flurry of social media activity. He'd be on every podcast. He'd be all over Facebook and Instagram and you name it. And he'd be out there shooting a Facebook Live video like I'm doing now. He'd be out there on New Year's, standing out there at O'Hare with his ruler going like, hey, how many inches is it's going to snow? I'm here. I was going to say his name, but I'll leave his name out of it unless he comes on and wants to say his name. But I don't mention I don't take credit for my client stuff unless they want me to mention it. Otherwise, they're the geniuses. So go to helpfromsteve.com, by the way, if you want to be a genius. You don't have to tell anybody that I helped you come up with the ideas, but you can make a lot of money, have a lot of fun. That's what it's all about. By the way, there was a secret sauce to these promotions. When you do if the team wins, you get something free. There's a secret twist to it that you can do to make it 10 times better, at least, maybe 100 times. Phil is here. Greg's here. Great seeing you guys. Speaking of Chicago, a couple of Chicagoites. I hope it's in the 70s and sunny where you are as well as it is here, in another beautiful late January day in sunny Arizona as the sun sets. Anyway, I could come up with these ideas all day. Go to helpfromsteve.com. We'll get on the phone. We'll discuss some fun ones. It's not too late. There's a few days left to think of something to have fun. And even if you don't have a bar or restaurant, any business can capitalize on all the juice and all the viral talk and all the hubbub that's going on about the Super Bowl, even if you cannot stand the NFL and have no respect for them or don't have a team in it or don't even care what football is. Should not stop you from letting your customers, clients, patients, members, whoever they are to you, have fun, and you have fun and make money on Super Bowl Sunday. That'll do it for Topical Tuesday. Hope you had fun and hope you make money. And again, go to helpfromsteve.com if you want to get on the phone and have some more fun and make some more money. I'll help you out. Otherwise, I'll be back tomorrow on World Wide Web Wednesday, where every week I bring you a tip specifically to help you make money with internet, digital, online, whatever you want to call it, marketing. Thanks, everyone, watching today live on the replay. Post your comments, questions, concerns below wherever you're watching this. Always respond when appropriate, and I'll be back tomorrow on World Wide Web Wednesday as the sun sets in the west. That'll do it for Topical Tuesday. Over and out. Bye-bye.